Today is Tuesday, May 10th, and today was back squats and overhead press as usual. Starting with these back squats, 3 sets of 3. Last week was 160 kilos, and that was pretty difficult, but I still had definitely had some room to push there, and so this week I aimed for 165. And it was a lot more difficult than I had anticipated. But there is a silver lining there, because that just tells me that I can push maximally or very close to maximally without hurting myself or re-aggravating anything. Because my lower back, I actually did feel it being worked a little bit, and it was, I think, more of a just it being worked type of pain, I guess, not even pain, discomfort, than it was like a sharp pain. That was more indicative of a re-aggravation of my lower back. Also, I forgot to mention, there was probably a big jump in there somewhere. I think it was from 70 to something. I don't remember, but there was a big jump in there, and that's just because I did not get the video for one of the warm-ups. But anyways, yeah, so that first set wasn't terrible, but the next 2 sets were definitely like pretty much RPE 10 or 9.5. 9.5 meaning I could have had a little bit more weight that I could have pushed, but there was no way I was doing any more sets or any more reps than the third for both this set and the next. So yeah, that is moving very, very slowly, which is fine, honestly. Like, all things considered, another sort of silver lining in this is that I'm definitely right now with my current strength levels a lot weaker than I was previously. Like before the injury, when I was squatting much more than this, I'd be squatting this for like 5+, and it'd be relatively easy. So yeah, that third set, you can see how difficult that third rep was. And despite that, despite being weaker and being at a much lower body weight, I'm still hitting close to the same numbers now on the snatch and the clean and jerk that I was before, which just means that like my efficiency in terms of technique has just gotten that much better because I require less body weight, I require less strength for me to actually perform the lift in the same way. In the grand scheme of things, the only thing that matters is how much I snatch and I clean and jerk, and so I'm really not like bummed out or anything, even close to that type of emotion, I guess, regarding my back squat, because it just doesn't, that shouldn't be my primary marker for how good I am at the sport. That's the snatch and the clean and jerk, and in that sense, I'm just as strong as I was before now, which is pretty neat. And so, yeah, that was that. Moved on to overhead press. 1 set of 1 at 75 right here. Last week was 74, but it was 74 after attempting 76, failing, attempting 75, failing, and then going for 74. And so this week I was like, okay, let's minimize the number of fails I do before the top set. And so just aimed for 1 kilo higher at 75. Ended up being a pretty good weight for the top set. And then moved on to the down sets at 68 kilos, also 1 kilogram above what I did last week for the down sets. And they were fine. There was one rep in that first set where I was like on my tippy toes, which might have been like pseudo cheating, but the rest of them were fine. So not too worried there. And then this will be probably my last back squat and overhead press day before next week, since next week is meet week. So that was that for today.